To New Zealand.
Thank you very much.
I've read that when you started as a young player, you were almost afraid to say that you were a blues singer because people seemed to look down on you. Was it tough when you started in the blues?
Yes, it was very tough because you had so many people that seemed to be, how can I say it, kind of against what you were doing. Even at home, your family didn't really want you to play blues because my family was very religious, so they didn't want blues being played around the house. And if you were lucky enough to play a little bit, they'd say you were too loud, or you were making too much noise. And if you went to try and play in some club or something, if you was playing blues, most of the people say, "Oh my God, we don't want that. Can you play something else?" So it was rather hard, yes.
Your guitar playing is legendary, highly praised, and much acclaimed by other guitarists. Have you got it the way you want it?
Not really. I'm wondering if I'll ever be able to do that, because I hear so many things that I would like to play and be able to play. And maybe if I'm lucky enough to play, say, 10 or 15% of what I hear when I hear it, I would be doing pretty good. And I don't think I'm able to do that even. Now, with a little practice, yeah, it's something you want to play, well, then you usually do pretty good. But I'm talking about just actually creative. Creating as you play, as some people say, getting out on a limb, for instance. And I'm not very good at that. Not very good.
Oh, other people think otherwise.
Well, thank you.
What does it feel like to you when you see younger artists, mostly white, and hear B.B. King licks and style coming back at you? What do you think about that?
I love it. It reminds me of seeing my first son, my children as they, grow, first born and then growing. I'm very happy, very, very happy. And whenever I find that they're playing and living a clean life, I'm even happier.
Who do you see as the most promising young artist in the blues today, and has age got anything to do with it?
Well, I think this is a question that I've never had asked before. What has age got? I think music has no prejudice as far as age is concerned. I noticed, though, that most of the younger players are more energetic. That's natural. I could never jump around on the stage like a guy that's, 23. But musically, I think I could do all right. But there are so many that I think, the other part of your question, that are very good. Some of the leaders are, one is a friend of, I think a mutual friend, is Stevie Ray Vaughan, I think is one of the leaders. Robert Cray, I think, is another. We've got...
Jimmy Vaughan, too.
Yeah, actually Jimmy Vaughan, Ronnie Earl, Jeff Healy, which is an unusual...
You made some nice comments about him on his album.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's earned it.
Stevie Ray Vaughan said to me that the blues has lost a lot of its colour over the years. Do you necessarily believe you have to be black to play the blues?
Well, it's obvious that you don't have to be black to play the blues when you listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan.
But how do you feel?
I don't feel that it's lost anything but some of the origins of it, meaning that the guys that, like Muddy Waters and people like that, have passed on. But I think that a lot of the new players have added to it. In fact, I think its color's been added to it, so that's the one difference I have a little bit with my friend Stevie. I think that blues music today has got that bit of what I've wanted to have, a bit of sophistication, a bit that have made it be likable to more people than it was in the beginning of it. I meant to tell you that Lucille have just told me she's got to catch a plane, so I'm sorry, but she got to go.
And she can't talk for us.
She can't talk anymore, but I'll stay with you for a little while longer.
Okay, okay, Vivi.
All right.
You've been a musician for a very long time and seem to have lived a fairly dignified life. How do you feel when you see men like Ike Turner and James Brown going wild and getting into trouble with the law and the press?
Well, both of these guys are personal friends of mine. I've known Ike Turner from the very beginning of my career. In fact, he was a big help to me in many things, and James Brown I've known, whom I have a lot of respect for as a person and a friend. I feel sorry for, you know, what's happening to them. To me, I wished I could do something, anything to help them. But only thing I can say is I feel sorry. They usually say it's two sides to every story. So I have not talked with them to hear their personal side of it, but I can just say to you that they're two good friends and two great talents that I wish was around that we could use today.
You have a tradition of working with a lot of younger artists, not necessarily from a blues background, the latest being U2. Tell me about that experience, the Rattle and Hum movie.
It's a great experience because U2, as you must know, is a very talented group, and I met them in Ireland. I was in Ireland a few years ago, and after the show, backstage, I talked with Bono and U2, and I remember mentioned the fact that sometime while writing, would he think of me and write a song for me, and he said he would. And early last year, 88, I'm speaking of, he called my manager, they called my manager and told him that he had a song for me. My manager called me and told me about the song and wanted to know if I wanted to work with him, do some jobs with him, and I'm elated, you know. So I thought maybe, though, the song was just written for me, but when I found out later that he wanted us to do it together, oh, what an honor.
You sing it so good.
Yeah, right.